This morning, the world woke up in shock after yet another YouTuber, this time Young Philly, is facing very serious allegations. Not only was he arrested today, but he was also charged with a woman in her 20s in a hotel room in Perth. And honestly, the fallout from this could be insane because not only is he part of this huge friendship group of some of the biggest creators in the world, but he also works with some of the biggest brands as well, like the BBC, ITV, Meta, and even charities like the Prince's Trust. Are his friends gonna defend him or abandon him? Will brands decide to drop him? Did he even do it? Well, that is all what we're gonna go over today, so like the video and let's get Now, similar to America, Australia is made up of different states with their different laws. And prosecutors allege that this incident happened at a hotel room after performing at a nightclub in Perth for his Australia tour. So, because of this, they actually had to extradite him back to the state that this happened. And as you can see, this is the video of him in an airport coming back from Queensland, Brisbane, where he was at, to Western Australia to face trial. And as you can see, he's handcuffed there, being led by a couple of police officers and put into a car. Now, before we go into details of what was alleged in court that actually happened, and warning because they're pretty gruesome, I feel like for anyone who isn't as familiar with Young Philly needs to understand the magnitude of this, because him being arrested is not just going to affect his career deeply, but you have millions of his followers that look up to him. He's also part of this huge friendship group in the UK that are some of the biggest creators in the world, like the Sidemen, the Beta Squad. He's got a podcast with Chunks. He's also doing a lot of work in traditional TV, like he's got his own show with the BBC called Hot Property. He's got another show with Channel 4 and Harry Pinero called The Philly and Harry Show. He's featured in a bunch of Sidemen videos, some of which have got over 80 million views, and his dedicated ones with them have over 40 million views. He played in the Soccer Aid match on ITV. He was in the Great Celebrity Bake Off. He's got his own music, which gets millions of streams every month, and he goes on tours, as he was doing in Australia, always working with massive brands. Like, he's got his own sauce with Heinz. He's worked with Meta, the British military, Adobe, Captain Morgan, and a bunch of others. And he even works with charities like Stand Up to Cancer and even the Prince's Trust to inspire young people to chase their dreams. So, point is, the fallout for someone like this that is working with and affiliated to so many different people and brands, all of them are probably going to try and desperately now try and protect their own public reputation. But we'll get back to that side of things in a second, because today he appeared in court where he's being charged with 4 counts of penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault occasioning bodily harm, and 1 charge of impeding a person's normal breathing or circulation by applying pressure to their neck, aka strangling. He couldn't have just said that. And the prosecutors even attempted to oppose Young Philly's bail application because they alleged that there was an extremely strong prosecution case supported by CCTV and photo evidence. And they basically are trying to make the case that he's not just some ordinary person being tried, and they don't want him to use his social media influence to impede the case. Prosecutors also showed pictures to the magistrate which were not shown in court, and in reference to what these photos depicted, they said, "Across her body is a history of violent acts. We say those photos and what is alleged is beyond the pale, beyond what could be considered a consensual act." Now, on the other side, Philly's lawyers are questioning the strength of the prosecution's case because they are claiming that the girl didn't even raise any concerns about assault during a call with her friend at 5:31 a.m. Now, the case was adjourned for the day and he was granted conditional bail, but in those conditions are a ban on contacting his alleged victim or posting anything about this whole case to his millions of followers on social media. Now, it goes without saying, but the charges don't suggest that the allegations are proven. Rather, he will now be tried in an Australian court and he is innocent until proven guilty. When these sorts of allegations come out, it almost doesn't matter to the internet. The damage is done. I mean, you go on Twitter and people are already bringing up old clips of Philly interacting with women. And it's like, before the allegations, hardly anyone batted an eye at some of these. But now you see him getting arrested, and then there's hindsight, and you know, people see this with a whole different view, and it goes crazy viral.
Not crazy.
You choking her? You trying to kill her?
It wasn't like a choke, it was more like a, you know what I mean?
What the Yeah, see, look.
What?
Yo, okay.
Monkey see, monkey do, bro.
All right.
Yeah, so you get the point. And I mean, there's no point in like showing you the other things that are floating around on Twitter because that place, they are really just prepared to destroy lives, innocent or guilty. But the part that's going to be really crazy to watch is how other creators react or respond to these allegations. Are they just going to try and ignore everything and everyone until there is a verdict? Are they going to come out and try and defend him? Are they going to try and remove his videos where he made features? What are all these brands going to do? knew, because brands are notorious for being one of the first people to come out and publicly denounce anyone for anything. Man, because you think about people, even like Russell Brand, and how everyone dropped him when, he was accused of assault even from like 10 years ago. They closed his pub down. I mean, even YouTube removed him from the partner program. So from making any money for allegations alone. Allegations that I might add that have still not, come to anything like him being charged or arrested or even amounting to any serious legal action. So if that's how they treated Russell Brand of allegations alone, how the hell are they going to treat young Philly when he's being charged and arrested? And it's not like it's going to be easy for some of these big creators to just ignore because, Philly is really a big part of their content. I mean, especially the Chunks and Philly show. Like that podcast has just come up and it's, started to do really well. And now this happens. I think it really comes down to how much pressure their fans and the internet puts on them to say something. But honestly, only time will tell, and I'll make sure to keep you updated when he is scheduled to actually go back into court. But until then, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and I will see you very soon.
What baffles me the most in this situation is how someone can work so hard, can work this hard, accumulate this much success and wealth, and just throw everything away just by doing stupid things like this. I mean, for me, it makes absolutely no sense. The math is not mathing in my head because I know what it feels like to come from nothing to something. I understand it. So to throw everything away like this is painful. Now, may I add that all these things are just mere allegations, but we already know that we live in a world where, as a man, especially a successful one, may I add, you are guilty by default until you are proven innocent. Nobody cares about, the world we live in now is the world of believe all women. Now, I'm not saying that what he did is right or wrong. I don't know. But until he's proven innocent, I'm willing to give him a benefit of doubt. Of course, there are so many videos out there that shows that this guy is just absolutely disgusting. But I'm still willing to wait until the verdict comes out and says he's guilty. Once that happens, then by all means necessary, he should be given the highest punishment and everything that he deserves. Fine. But my problem is the way everyone is already crucifying this guy. Everyone is already assuming that he's guilty just because of the videos that are popping online on social media. But like I said, this guy has not been found guilty yet. But how many times have we seen this playbook? How many times have we seen this happen whereby a guy is successful or a guy is doing something, is big, is huge, and then it takes just one person to come out and say something negative, most times females, and then the whole world just goes crazy. All brands just distance themselves from him. All his friends are just, they don't want to communicate with him. Even you have YouTubers come online to say dumb shit about this person. You don't even know this guy. You've not met this person before, but you already assume that this person is a demon, this person is devilish, this person is this person is that. Forgetting that there are so many instances where women have come out to accuse men of crazy things only to find out that it's actually false. I mean, example is, Amber Rose and Johnny Depp. That's a classic example. So my point here is until this guy has been charged and until he's proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt, then we should stop with all this hearsay, all this. Everyone is trying to be the one that knows about the law or this or that. We just back off and let the Lord do his thing. So to my young guys out there that are grinding every day, this is a wake-up call for all of us. This is a wake-up call for all of us. Let's use this as an opportunity to learn and to remind ourselves that the world we live in now is a world of believe all women. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. Everyone will already assume that you are guilty. Because when it comes to benefit of doubt, when it comes to men, just throw it out. It doesn't exist in the men's world. It doesn't exist. You are guilty until you are proven innocent. That's the reality. I mean, is it fair? Well, that's debatable. In my opinion, it's not fair. But that's the reality we live in. That's the world we live in. So the best thing you can do is to avoid the kind of situation in the first place. That's the best thing that you can do. As you are growing up, as you are getting to the top, be careful. You need to be very, I'll even argue that the higher you go in life, the more careful you should be with the people you allow around you. If you will take anything from this video, take that message. The higher you go in life, the more wealth, the more success you accumulate in life, the more careful you need to be with people around you. Because you never know. You never know. If the people that pretend to be your friend, they are your greatest enemy. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.